Right, now I'm torn between doing a rocky gorge or a woodland scene or a stream, rocky stream, or my local river. I'm erring on the side of the rocky gorge with the stream. Done so many times before, but they all end up differently, and until you tell me you're tired of seeing them, I'll carry on. Right, now my palette is lemon yellow, raw sienna, alizarin crimson, light red, ultramarine, burnt umber, Payne's grey and burnt sienna. Don't have to use them all. My basic palette, you get to learn to use your colours and go as far as you can with them. Once you start throwing extra colours at a painting, you've lost it. That's been my experience. It's so easy to add a ready-made tube green to make your greens, but with the Payne's grey or the ultramarine and your lemon or your yellows modified by your reds, and I include reds as burnt umber and burnt sienna, you can make a whole range of greens with just that colour. You can use black instead of the Payne's grey, make lovely yellows. But try different primaries if you like, but don't have all the yellows, all the reds, all the blues in a palette with 100 little pans of pigment. It'll be totally confusing. Better to use as few colours as possible and go as far as you can with them. Learn to use what you've got. That way you get colour harmony, and you can. And if you put your paints out in the same way, as I hope you do, you always know where they are. Even blindfolded, you'll know where they were. And I only really use, for watercolour anyway, use the hake. It's a 2-inch hake, Ron Ranson hake. The other hakes, the bristles aren't quite so long. They don't go quite to the edge of the ferrule. These do clump a little bit, and you learn to bring the hairs back together again by moistening the bristles. Some behave themselves, some don't, but it's all good fun. The thing with the hake, while you use it, is that you can't fiddle with it, but you can do quite fine work with it, but you're never quite sure where those bristles are. But the key to using the hake is the amount of water that it holds. That's why we have pieces of cloth to take the excess moisture off. The hake disguises a large amount of water, so beware. Right, so I'll put in a raw sienna base colour, just to tint the paper, but fairly strong. Otherwise, it won't show. So it's all over, and it helps to keep the paper moist. And once it's in this state, you can more or less do what you like with it. Okay, now. Bit of blue. I don't find the ultramarine blue so saturated as, say, the light red or the burnt sienna or the Payne's grey, but these are all Cotman watercolours, more than adequate. They're student qualities, but they're very, very good. See the brush clumps. It's because all these hairs are sewn into bits, clumps, and then stitched into the ferrule. But if you're not careful, they do misbehave. I will just put in a little bit of cloud coming down here, and we can put a bit of red in the sky. Low down, just to warm it up a little bit, coming down to the horizon. Okay, that will do. Put a bit of that over there. Reclip the paper, and then we're going with some background. It's a sort of a gorge. I'll put a bit of distance in, but I won't make it mountainous. I'll make it sort of a gentle distance. This is a hake I've had trouble with, so we all struggle. Let's just put that in. There's a distance. A bit heavier than that, a bit harder. And then some greens. Catching the light under here. The rest will be the rocky sides of this gorge, a bit of sienna. All helps. Okay, we can add a bit of detail to that, as and when. Right, now I'm going to put this sort of a gorge in, so I want warm colours, so burnt sienna, blue, on the blue side, bit of sienna in there, warm it up a bit. And a bit of reddy, lemon yellow. Put lots of colours in. Coming down here into the foreground. I might put a stream there. And then some nice darks. So when you scrape with your card, you get the contrast between the light and dark, but you need dark paint to show it. A bit of sienna on there. But dark there. Right, okay, card. Nice bit of rock lifting out, saves painting them, and it's good fun, but overdoing it, yeah, well, coming down into the gorgy bit. I can texture these when we get to it. So let's just have some rocky outcrops of stone in here in the greenery. Right, okay, that'll do for that side. That's not finished, so I've got to put some texture and put some colour on those light sides, planes. Right, okay, now we can have not such a steep slope to this. See, look, it's very difficult to get this hake to behave itself. I like the ultramarine and burnt sienna. Let's just get that in. Nice, a bit warmer colour on this. Holding my breath when I do this. I'll put some I don't know, I can't remember what I was going to say then. Bit of shadow there. Into the sienna. Rocky stream, the trees. Okay. Oh, lovely. Now some lemon yellow in there. Now the paper's dry, it'll take a bit of dry brushing now. That's great. I like that. Behind that clip there. Warm colours. Okay, nice dark here. Plenty of sienna. Right, get the old card and start carving away. That's why I put it in dark, so that you get the contrast between the light and the dark. Okay, that'll do. So we're going into the blue there, not a great amount of blues. Let's just see if I can just improve that bit there. I don't think I can. I'm going to have to disguise that with maybe some trees or something in blue. Bluey ready, slightly harder than I'm just sort of making this up just to fill that, connect that blue that was missing. I neglected that, so let's just put in, I can put in some harder trees there, I think. Blue and the burnt sienna. Nice bit of dark. No, don't leave. Keep away from that Payne's grey. It's so tempting to go into the grey for a shortcut to the darks, but it was just a temptation. Right, okay, so that separates from the back. We've got this nice warm colour here, saturated colour. Right, now on top of these I think we can put in a bit of overhanging tree on here. A bit more blue there because it's a bit more distant. Bit of texture. Okay, not a lot of green there, but I could put in a bit of lemon yellow in there. Okay, so there's a little bit of a tree hanging onto the cliff there. Let's just bring that up a little bit more here. There we go, some warmer greens. Remember to check your hake, check the water on it. Easy for me to do on the right, isn't it? Being right-handed. A bit warm in there. Right, It's all texture. Oh, I wasn't going to put any green on there, but I might as well. Now, a bit of gorsey fern. That's a new plant species, gorsey fern. Just dragging gently over the high spots of the paper here. Now, by the time I put in some branches, trunks and stuff. Okay. Now, a bit of texture on these rocks to clean my brush. I think my tea, which I forgot. I'm just going to use some raw sienna, a bit of red, just warm it up. And then a bit of shadow. Over here. The colour. Then we'll have a look at the river. Right, okay, that sort of warms it up. I need to put some rocky stuff in there, on here, and dry it. Right, okay. A lot of water on the brush there, too much. I just right. Okay, I'm going to dry that, and I'm going to put some dry brush water in there. So with the hake, again, I'll just clean out the centre of the palette. Don't forget to do this. You don't have to work in the mess that I do. And also, you don't have to use my colours, but I've always used these colours. I've used them since I first discovered watercolour painting, but with Roland Hilda back in year dot. But with Ron Ranson, this is the basic Ron Ranson palette. I'm not sure if you used the lemon yellow or cadmium yellow, it doesn't really matter, whatever you like. But we want the sky colours showing in the water. So let's just no, I won't put my luck there. I'll just do that and put in a bit of water, with clean water, just to spread it a bit. And we can have a bit of dark in the reflection, close up to the shore. So you really do need to learn to control the water, to know how much is in there at any one time. Okay, I'm going to let that go there for the water. I'm treating it very simply. Now what I want now are some figures. I'm trying to find a fine enough brush, but it's not a rigger. This one will do, that's very fine. So just sort of climbing up here. Where do we stand out? We'll put him here. Probably a bit too thick leg there. Now, when you do these figures, don't make your heads too big. It's very tempting, very easy to do. I mean, very easy to get wrong. But the heads, if you put them too big, they sort of overbalance. Right, so he's coming up there. I need to just dry him off a bit, make his trousers a little bit darker. In case you're ever wondering, I do very little painting outdoors. I like the comfort of my studio, my cup of tea. I do work outside for sketching, but that's about it really. I don't try to. I mean, some people can do it. Some people don't mind being disturbed when they're doing it, but I'm not a lover of it. Put it that way. Oh, that's terrible. Don't like it. I'll leave it out. Just take it out. I'll put the birds in though. I'm going to have your birds. And some twiggy stuff. No, I'm not having a good day today. Don't like that, it's far too heavy. Might be that the brush was a bit too wet there. Sorry if I'm masking you, so just some bits and pieces here just to show in these sort of straggly trees, bushes that are just hanging on to life. Sign it. Put it in the blue mount. He's probably just a little bit thick, if you know what I mean. But anyway, the figure, apart from giving a point of interest, it adds scale to everything. You know how big the rocks are now because of the size of the man. Don't neglect to do that sort of thing. Right, I'll just put that tight there. Oh. Well, I'm reasonably pleased with that one. There's plenty of colour in it. Nice and warm, going off into this distance here, shall I say. Let's zoom in. There's my man struggling up the hill, well, up the slope. I don't know where this is. Where should we say? See the water, it looks like water, you know it's water, and that's good enough, it's an impression. But I quite like that one. The sky is very simple, and there we are. So we've just got those, that distant blue there, and I like putting those hedges and clingy trees on the sides of the cliffs. Okay, let's zoom out, and thanks for watching. Lunchtime now. Bye for now.